to the Cooler Women's Wellness Tribe, the podcast. Get comfortable or get your walking shoes on and let's get going. Why, hello there, everybody. How are you? Welcome to May, and my first, I think this podcast is going to be a part series because I have quite a lot that I want to share. So yes, this might be a part one. Let's see how we get on. I'm going to share today. So if you've got me on the socials, I've been sharing a lot. Well, the whole month of May is dedicated to frequency, vibration, energy, how you can change this and how you can change your life. And of course, just weaving in my little Healy device and how this works with your own frequency to make changes. So today is going to be a bit of an introduction to things that affect your vibrational frequency. So I'm guessing it's quantum physics, but don't let that put you off because I am not a physicist. I'm a spiritual person, so I understand it on a spiritual basis. So yes, it's a bit of science, but it's not deep science. And if you know me by now, then you'll know that I'm not talking deep science. So yeah, it is quantum physics though. So what I'm going to talk about as well is a bit about what does all of this mean? So it might be that you're like, okay, all right, I'm going to listen because I've got no idea what you're talking about. So I'm going to cover the basics as well. And like, this is a thing that I have learned over time. It's not something that someone's like, right, this is what it is. And then you're like, oh, right, yeah, okay, I get it. It's having an awareness and then applying it in your life and learning more and then applying and then learning and applying. Basically how we should live our lives. We're always learning. We're forever students in whatever it is that we enjoy doing. So yeah, let's get started. Let's just get on. So energy, vibration. Have you ever had one of those moments where, I don't know, you meet someone and I say it all the time, I either like their vibe or I don't like their vibe. And I used to say this before I actually even understood what the hell I was talking about. And this feeling is associated with a person's energy and the relationship between their energy, and your energy in return. And the fact that you pick up on their energy, first of all, is telling you that you are highly intuitive. So I still say this now, but now it makes sense. When I used to say, there's just something I don't like their vibe, that was something I'd heard and I knew what I meant, but I wasn't in tune with, I actually understood the vibration. So you're picking up, if you have said that but don't quite understand it, someone's energy. So if they've got a negative energy, a low frequency, you're going to pick up on that. And they might be saying all the nice words and they might be being nice. It doesn't mean that they're being horrible to you and using horrible words. It's all their energy. So someone could be like, hi, how are you? Blah, 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 niceties. But there's just something that you don't like or that you're picking up on, not that you don't like it. And that's your energy picking up on their underlining low vibration. So everything is energy. Energy is everything. So as humans, we are beings that vibrate at certain frequencies. So each vibration is equivalent to a feeling. And in the vibrational world, there are two types of vibration. So there are the positive and the negative. So any feeling and emotion that causes you to send out a vibration, and that's the frequency that you emit. And that's when we get those feelings from other people. So I'm sure you could work this bit out, but positive energies are usually higher and lower energy is usually lower. So negative, is usually lower. So raising your vibration, so this is what I'm looking to do over this month, simply means manifesting or harnessing the surrounding positive energy so you can live a happier life. I wrote that down. That should be my blurb. So this is what I want to do. And over this month, I'm going to be touching on lots of different things to help you to balance and harness this positive energy. So talking about the chakra system, how that works in sound healing and yoga, and how balancing your chakras contributes to a healthy balance of energy in your body. So we're going to talk about that. That will probably be in my part 2. But just knowing today how this works and knowing that if you vibrate on a higher frequency, you're going to attract higher frequency things. You're going to be able to vibrate at a higher frequency so that you attract your goals and dreams and you're able to achieve your goals and dreams. So this all also comes under manifestation. So manifestation starts with setting intentions. So if you're just wandering around life and I don't know, you're thinking, oh, bad things, this is going to happen, I haven't got this, I haven't got that, you'll find that you get stuck and you're stuck in this negative vibration because you're putting out negative vibrations, a negative frequency, and that's what you're going to get back. And that's what manifestation is all about, the law of attraction. So by putting out these high vibe frequency vibrations, you're going to attract high vibe. So if your thoughts and emotions and actions are positive, you'll resonate with all your high frequency desires and you'll live your life to the fullest. It's all about how willing you are to achieve that life, a full life of abundance. So what affects our vibrational frequency? So I'm going to go through a few things here. So obviously the first thing is our own thoughts. So we control our thoughts. Every thought that we have emits a frequency into the universe, and that frequency, so I just imagine it like bouncing around, and it goes back to the origin. So you let it out and then it comes back. So in the case of having negative thoughts, so discouragement, sadness, anger, fear, jealousy, hatred, all of those turn towards you and you get kind of stuck, entangled in a web of negative thoughts. And I'm sure if you think to days when you're like, I hate, it carries on throughout the day and you just attract that back to you. So this is why it's important that you take care of the quality of your thoughts. Now, that concept a few years ago I would have just been like, what on earth are you talking about? But we make our thoughts. They're not just random, well, they are random things that pop into our head, but they're not being programmed in by somebody else. It's our thoughts, it's our mind. So it's learning to catch those thoughts and cultivating. And it's, I'm not going to say be positive all the time because it is hard to be positive all the time. Life throws things at us that make us feel sad or negative. But then it's how we deal with that. Are you going to let that consume you, or are you going to allow yourself to feel the emotions but also keep a high vibe? And so I'll give you a couple examples. So when somebody gets sick or we lose somebody, and, these are heart-wrenching things that happen. These are very human things that are sad, and we're allowed to be sad. But what we don't want is then this sadness to turn our thoughts negative, that why do only bad things happen to me? This is my fault. This is their fault. Why is this happening to them? I'm sure you get the message there. So anything you can negatively turn it. What we need to do is the positive. Like, I'm so happy to have met them. I'm so happy that they can have treatment. I'm so happy that I get to spend this time, or I got to spend this time. So just really stopping yourself before you get into the negative thoughts. So I know I shared about my little dog a couple of weeks ago on my podcast, and I was heartbroken. We had to put him to sleep. And it was one of the hardest things that I've had to do for a long time. The the last very difficult thing I had to do was go through cancer treatment with my father and, shave his head and like just see him sort of disappearing before my eyes when he had a stem cell transplant, but coming back. And at the time, this is when I started to work on my thoughts. So with my father, instead of thinking, oh my God, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, I was thinking, right, this is happening right now. And what is amazing is that he's in the hospital getting treatment. What I'm going to do is spend time with him while I can. I'm going to go and sit in the hospital with him and look after him. I'm going to do a jigsaw. How amazing I can sit here and I can help him. I can nurse him. I can keep an eye on him. And from that, just taking those little, and it was hard. It was very hard to come up with positives. And it was just a day by day thing. My dad actually said something to me at the time, because my dad, if anyone's ever seen him on my social media, he's still got his hair's back now, which is another reflection. So when we found out he had this cancer that is terminal, obviously you hear the word terminal and you think that's it. I've since learned it just means that it's not curable, but a lot of terminal cancers people live with for years and years. Anyhow, so he had this big, long, flowing, white hair, used to be brown, and everyone's first thought was, oh my God, his hair, what's he going to do? Is he going to lose his hair? And it was kind of like the one thing everyone was putting their focus on, which now it's so tiny. It's so tiny to think that we were all worried. But I guess at the time, it was sort of taking the focus off the cancer. Anyway, one day that I called my dad and I could tell he was upset, and he said to me recently that yes, he told me he didn't feel very well, but he has admitted recently he was crying because his hair just started to fall out. So I went around and we had to shave it all off, and we did our best to do an undercut. And he said at the time, what would you prefer, a dead dad or a bald dad? And it just stopped me. And I was like, oh my God, we're all crying because we're shaving his head, but we're missing the thing here that it's only hair. He hasn't gone anywhere. He's still here, and he is still here today. And that whole situation has taught me so much about, and without sounding cliche, appreciating life, appreciating the little things. And I think going through that, if you have gone through that and you're struggling to see the positive, if you've still got that person here, amazing. If you have lost a person, then remembering that love, remember the memories. Those memories can never go anywhere. And this is how shifting your thoughts from it's all bad to how amazing it was, or how amazing it still is. And the same with the dog a couple of weeks ago. Allowing myself to grieve, allowing myself to feel sad, but then turning instead of, why has this happened? This is horrible. This is going to happen to me. And then worrying about the other dog, that flipping it to how lucky we were to have this dog. He'll always be our first dog, the love, the memories. So learning how to flip that in situations that can be sad and negative. So that's your thoughts. Next, the company. So the people around you directly influence your vibrational frequency. And I always get the number wrong, but you are what is it now? You are the product of the 5 or 6 people who you spend the most time with. And I think I've spoken about this before as well. So if you surround yourself with happy, positive, determined, committed people, you will start to vibrate at that frequency. However, if you can surround yourself with people who complain, pessimistic, just be careful, because you will be the same if you're not already. So just have a bit of a reflection time on that. And this, again, is all about the law of attraction. And not to quote Instagram memes, but your vibe attracts your tribe, literally. So if you want to be high vibe, you want to attract high vibe people, you need to change your frequency and your vibration. Another thing that can also affect your vibrational frequency is the music you listen to. Now, I love music, but I don't listen to as much music as I used to. I tend to listen to audiobooks now while I'm driving. So I've sort of gone through this phase of blasting out music And I have noticed that when I hear music now, I can feel it changing my vibration. So if you listen to music that's, I don't know, sad, it's all about betrayal and cheating, you pick up that vibe, you pick up that feeling from listening to that song. So just pay attention to the music that you listen to, as that could be decreasing your vibrational frequency. And remember, you draw into your life exactly what you vibrate. So listen to positive, happy songs which lift you up and take you higher. So I'm not saying go out there and listen to High School Musical stuff, because to me that's high vibe. I couldn't listen to it, but songs that make you feel happy. We've all got those songs that we listen to when we want to cry, or, just, I sound like an old lady, but, swearing and angry. Like when I hear songs like that now, I'm just like, oh my God, like it makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. So I've definitely switched up the music that I listen to. And again, that was unknowingly. I just felt like this isn't right. This doesn't make me feel good. So I switched. Also, the things you see. So what you hear and the things you see. So I am a self-confessed horror buff. I'm still watching American Horror Story. We're watching the 2 new series. But I do notice when I've watched that, I have really freaky dreams, freakier than normal. But now I'm able to keep my vibration high. So I make sure that I'll do a meditation or I listen to something uplifting when I've watched those programs. And I also keep reminding myself that it's not real. Whereas before I'd be so into it and I'd be scared. I'd be going to bed scared. I'd be walking around scared because I'd be worried that some vampire is going to get me. I'd definitely watch too many horror movies, and I've got a really good imagination. So these things, again, all put into your vibration. Next, the environment. So whether it's your house, your workplace, places that you spend a lot of the time. If you're in a disorganized and messy, dirty environment, this will also affect your vibrational frequency. So improve what is around you. Organize, clean, get rid of. One thing that I did, so when I was in a coaching container with my mentor, she had us tidying out our knicker drawer. Now, go and tidy your knicker drawer and tell me after how good you feel. Get rid of those grey knickers that you've got from Primark that you're just holding on to because they're comfy. How good do you feel? And again, if there's men listening to this, you might have this with your boxers, but how good you feel when you've got matching underwear? Or you put a new set of underwear on when your bra matches your knickers. And it sounds so simple, but I know that a lot of you out there are actually thinking, yeah, actually, she's right. So we all have those horrible big holy grey knickers that have faded in the wash. They used to be white. We save them for the time of the month, but then we put them on when we can't be bothered, or we're going to the gym, and just having fresh, clean, nice underwear can change your frequency. I also think as well is if you get run over and die, your ghost is going to have big grey holly knickers on. So think about what you want your ghost. That's a joke, by the way. What you want your ghost to have. But I do think that I don't want to be the grey hole knickered ghost. Okay, next is the words that you use. So if you complain, if you speak badly about things and other people, of course this affects your vibrational frequency. To maintain high vibe, it's essential, and it is essential, to eliminate the habit of complaining and speaking badly about others. Now, I know this can be hard because people can be annoying, but you need to stop complaining, stop blaming, stop justifying. If something is affecting your frequency, let it go. And when I say affecting your frequency, I'm going to use the words, if someone's pissing you off, someone is annoying you, if there's that person at work, then just stop. Don't make a drama about it. Don't victimize. Don't hate. Just say in your head, you do you. This is not affecting my frequency. You do you. This is not affecting my frequency. And even just take a deep breath. So I'm lucky enough now. I work on my own from home and on my own, and my clients are amazing. I don't have this, but I know before being in an environment where you're working with 50, 60, 70 people, there are those people. And it's very easy to then go to your friends, your work besties to go, oh my God, just seen XYZ in the staff room and they were doing this and they were doing that. And oh, it's really annoying. But instead, just walking away from the person that's doing XYZ and just thinking, it's got nothing to do with me. Let them do them. Now, I do this now mostly when I'm in the car driving. And I know I mentioned driving in Dubai all the time, but this is the one thing that really tests keeping my frequency and my vibration high. So I have to make sure it doesn't come across as sarcasm. So letting the universe know I'm not being sarcastic when someone overtakes me and they're flashing, and I just, wish them well. I hope you get into where you're going very quickly, and you didn't mean to nearly put me at risk. A little bit of sarcasm there, but okay. But yeah, just sending them on their way, and it's got nothing to do with me. They're in their car, I'm in my car. They might have an emergency. They might need to get somewhere extra quick. It's got nothing to do with me. So just keeping your words kind. Finally, gratitude. So I know I speak about gratitude and practicing gratitude a lot on my socials, but this really does affect your vibrational frequency. The habit you should have, every day, practicing gratitude. Now, I write mine down. I've got a journal. It's actually sit here right in front of me. Every morning I get up, walk the dog, listen to my affirmations, journal. What am I grateful for today? Sometimes it's just, I'm grateful that I've got coffee. I'm grateful for fresh milk. I'm grateful for the dog walk. It doesn't have to be amazing, fantastic things every single day. I'm grateful that I've got clean clothes. I try and think of the things that I take for granted, because some people don't have clean clothes to put on every day. Some people don't have fresh milk or coffee or a coffee machine or a cup to put their coffee in. So these things that we don't consider good, but other people would. Other people do. Other people would love to have your morning, whether or not you hate your morning routine. Just bringing in a bit of gratitude to that. Now, I know some people are like, oh, you haven't got children, although, I understand that I don't have children. My mornings are very different. But what can you be grateful for your children in the mornings, getting up, they're making you smile, making their breakfast? How lucky are you that you can make your children breakfast? Some people will love that scenario. Just little things. So trying to, and it's all personal. So what one person is grateful for, another person might see different. But gratitude opens the door for good things to come into your life, positive things to come into your life. Okay, so now you have an understanding of how important changing and protecting your vibration is. You're ready to take on the challenge of beginning to change yours. So first of all, the basis that you need to start is you need to work out where your lower vibes come from and where your higher vibes come from. So I'm just going to give you a couple of examples, and then this is, again, I think I've given you homework in the past few podcasts, but here's some more homework. It's the teacher side of me. So signs of a lower vibration. So you feel like you lack direction, you feel stuck, you don't know what to do next. A high vibration, you practice self-reflection to have a good idea of your thoughts and feelings. So if you know that you feel stuck and that gets to you and that annoys you, reflect on this and sort of get an idea of your own thoughts and feelings and where you can change. Low vibration, you try to repress toxic feelings, but they're still eating away at your soul. Or you can't help it and those toxic feelings come out and you spread the toxicity. Positive, high vibe is that you have goals in life and motivations for achieving them as well. Low vibe, you feel tired all the time despite not having any kind of physical illness. High vibe, you actually are full of energy. So high vibrational energy and high frequency energy. Low vibe, you spend too much time sleeping. You can never get enough sleep. Even if you sleep through the entire night, you then need to have a nap as well. So this is just showing that your energy is also really low. A high vibe might be is that you feel quite balanced. You have no sort of mood changes. You can, you might feel physically tired, but emotionally you can keep going. Low vibe, you don't have any goals, and you don't have any plans to have any goals. High vibe, you have dreams and you want to reach them. So there's just some comparisons. So I'm not going to go through lots and lots and lots because there's loads out there. These are for up to you to decide. So reflect on your own life, see what you think brings you down, write it down, and then write down what makes you feel high. And then you start to work on flipping or changing the things that you feel lower your vibration. So what now? So once you've sat and you've worked out where your low vibe's coming from, we start to think about changing them. And once you know if you have a low or high vibe, or you have that feeling, this is the first step. It's the first step of understanding yourself better. So if you want to change your vibrational levels, first of all, make sure you're following me on the socials this month because I'm going to help you. The only thing you need to do is pay close attention to how they manifest. So for example, if you vibrate at a lower level, you'll probably lead every conversation in a negative direction. So think about the conversations you're having with people. Do you start negative, like, oh, I'm so annoyed, I'm so tired, and this is annoying me, I hate this, I hate that. Noticing this is the first step in your journey. So catch yourself and stop yourself and change that vibration. So if you go to speak negatively about someone or have a little moan, just stop. Think of something good, talk about that instead. So if someone's really, really annoyed you and you really have to stop yourself and you're stuck, talk about the weather. If it's raining, talk about your favourite TV show or you had some delicious food last night. So anything to just stop that negativity coming out, keeping your vibe high. The more you do this, the more practice you have, you'll notice that you naturally will stop. If other people are talking negatively around you and you feel it sort of getting into your vibration, just don't get pulled in. So if they ask you a question, try and answer it as best as you can without getting pulled down, or take yourself away. Take yourself out of the room if you can. So practicing how to prevent bad vibes from affecting you and letting the good ones steer you in the right direction will, I'm going to put capital letters, will have profound effects on your life and the ones of people around you as well. So just whenever you listen to this, just give yourself a couple of weeks to try some of these things out. Focus on your words, your gratitude, the music that you're listening to, things that you're watching on the TV. I've got to mention, I quit the news about 3 years ago, and that had a huge effect on me, positive effect, because it was during COVID and I was like, I cannot take any more of this. The constant numbers of people getting it and dying, and it was just consuming. So I just went cold turkey. Before that, I had all the apps, BBC News, ITV, everything. I think I even had New York Times to sort of read the news in the morning. But no, so if you watch the news, try and cut it out for a week. Some of the stuff we don't need to know. Most of the stuff we don't need to know. Anything that you do need to know, someone will tell you. So someone will tell you what's going on. You can trust me on that one. Okay, so we'll stop here. Next time, so in our next solo podcast, I'm going to talk a little bit about chakras and how unblocking those, so a little bit more down the spiritual path. What are the chakras? What do they do? How to unblock them? And giving you a bit more information on that. So that'll be part 2. The frequency solo podcast might actually turn into a few. There's a lot to talk about. So if you have any questions, as always, you can hit me on any of the socials. I love getting messages off you guys, just any feedback. If you like what you hear, can you give me 5 stars, please? And yeah, leave a comment on Apple Podcasts as well. So I do read all of those. And yeah, for every single person that listens or leaves a comment, you're going to raise your vibration so high, and mine too. So passing on those good vibes. Have a lovely rest of the day, and I will see you in the next episode. I have an exciting guest as well. So she is an intuitive, angelic Reiki master. So sticking with the frequency vibe. She's also a sound healer, the person that my go-to for sound healing actually. So yeah, a really good one to come and listen to, because she will help you to raise your vibration, and yeah, she's amazing. So I will see you then. And that's it today, everybody. I hope you have a lovely week, and I'll see you again next week. Don't forget, 5 stars, download, tell your friends. You're amazing.